The time is just gone 9:16 a.m. and this hour of news and views is sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years in Africa and beyond. Now, still to come in the next 45 minutes, we will be talking about the Iqra International Qur'aan Recital Awards. We'll be joined by our very own Sheikh Muntahaa Kenny. He is based in Cape Town as the Salaamedia presenter of Halqatul Qur'aan Show on a Thursday evening. And also we will be in conversation with the newly elected councillor of Ward 9, Lenasia, Yaqub Jakes Karolia, with the Al Jamaa Party, and also towards the end of the broadcast by Rina King, South African Youth for a Free Palestine. And this is the genocide washing conference under the banner of African Global Dialogue Initiative. But we do have Sheikh Muntahaa Kenny on the phone right now. Sheikh Muntahaa, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jummah Mubarak to you and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran for having me on the program, and beautiful Jummah to you too.
Yes, Jazakallah as always for joining us, and I know this is very, very close to your heart. Halqatul Qur'aan that you present on Salaamedia, and one of the highlights of our annual calendar is this Iqra Qur'aan recital awards that take place, and 2024 this year no different. Alhamdulillah, once again we are inspired by the recitation of the noble, the glorious Quran, and also speaks volumes of the Huffaz, the Qur'an that we have in South Africa, and year after year we just see this growing number of Huffaz and Qur'an, and just listening to the beautiful recitation of the noble Quran.
Yes, alhamdulillah, and it is indeed an event to look forward to. It is something that obviously comes after quite a number of months of preparation on the part of the organizers as well as the reciters. So the International Qur'aan Recital Award, or otherwise known as Iqra, or for short known as Iqra, also incidentally meaning to recite. It is an international program, and it is an event that consists of various categories or aspects that basically serves to improve the level of Quran recitation in our country, and also it is a medium through which the organizers select reciters from South Africa to represent our country on international platforms. Now, this program is organized or put together by the South African Qur'an Union, as well as Madrasa Tartilul Qur'aan. Madrasa Tartilul Qur'aan has got a branch in Benoni as well as Pietermaritzburg. And then we've got Okaf SA as a partner in the event as well. So it starts with the regional competitions. We had a regional competition about 2 months ago in KwaZulu-Natal, followed by one in Gauteng, as well as one in Cape Town. And we also have had a female competition that took place online, where reciters from different parts of the country participated in the online competition. And we are now reaching the point where we have the finals of the event that will be taking place this weekend in Cape Town. In fact, tonight will be the finals of the female category of the competition, meaning those obviously who went through the preliminary stages and who were selected as the finalists. They will be presenting themselves in front of a panel of judges and a female audience tonight at the competition venue in Cape Town. And then tomorrow we will have the male section of the competition. You've got different age categories: under 15, under 18, under 23 years. And then you've got the open age category that is of 24 years and above. All of them will be reciting tomorrow at the competition venue, Strandfontein, Masjid Bahar in Strandfontein, Cape Town. And that would be obviously the second day of the competition. The final day would be on Sunday. And this is a very interesting component of the competition, because in this area or in this category, we have the top reciters of the last 3 years competing against one another in an open age category. So you have one individual that's under 15 years old, And then you've got the more senior reciters also. All of them are winners, category winners in the past 3 years. So mashallah, they're all well versed and proficient in their recitation of the Quran. In addition, we also have a reciter from Zanzibar as well as the mainland, Darussalam in Tanzania, that is also participating in this segment of the competition, obviously making it an international event. We are fortunate in the sense that we also have one of the authorities of Quran recitation of Malaysia in the form of Qari Amir Rahman Abbas. So he is here. He has arrived yesterday in South Africa. He will be the chief judge, or the person that is in charge of the evaluation of the reciters. And of course there will be others. We've got one from Egypt, and we've got some local reciters also that will be on the judging platform, and they will basically oversee and make sure that those who are selected or that are known to be decided to be the winners of the competition, that there are those who are most deserving to be called such. And very, very strict in terms of the way that it will be tested. In fact, we have 4 judges, and each judge will look at a specific area of the presentation. So one judge will be dedicated, for example, just to listen to the voice, the presentation of the voice, how the person is able to control the voice and the breathing, etc. Another judge will be dedicated to look at tajweed, following the correct pronunciation, the ahkam of tajweed, commandments of tajweed. One judge will be looking at that. Another judge will be looking at the overall presentation, the amount of tunes used, the variation of tunes, the presentation of the complete presentations of the tunes, also tunes that must be beautiful, etc. So it is very, very interesting, and it is very thorough in terms of the adjudication criteria.
Well, Sheikh, you've just described in detail in the last 7 minutes what this entire Quran recital competition is all about. And I must say, you have whet my appetite without any doubt, and unfortunately, we cannot be present in Cape Town. But this is just so inspiring. And just to see how far this event has actually gone, over the years, and how it has actually grown to the extent that you mentioned the female category as well. And we know there are a growing number of Hafiza in this country in particular, taking a huge interest in memorizing the Quran as well. And again, you spoke about the highlight on Sunday, the previous 3 winners as well. It's clearly an event not to be missed, and I'm sure many, many people in Cape Town, possibly we would be looking at Masjid al-Bahar in Strandfontein, that is going to be jam-packed. And also at the same time, looking at all the dignitaries, all the foreign dignitaries that will be there, the judges, all of them put together a wonderful, wonderful event we can expect this weekend.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, for those who's not able to, obviously, to be present at the event, it can be followed throughout, not tonight, rather. The female competition will not be aired, but rather tomorrow and Sunday, the event will be live on Bilal TV. Obviously, we know that we've got Hilal, so this one is Bilal TV, and you can access it on the website, Bilal.tv. Very simple, straightforward, Bilal.tv, Bilal TV, and you can watch the entire proceedings from tomorrow after Asr. That it will end at around Isha time, and then for the next day, we'll start at 10 a.m. and we'll finish at around Zuhur time. That is on Sunday. So everybody will be able to watch and follow the proceedings. You mentioned about the female reciters, if I may just latch on, that yes, it was always known, for quite some time, that the reciters of Cape Town, they travel throughout the country, they travel throughout the world. They have become distinguished in terms of their recitation. That is on the male side and later on the female side as well. And we have seen now with this competition, for the first time, there was 28 entries in terms of female reciters, but significantly also from Gauteng as well as Mpumalanga who entered the competition. And that is very encouraging, as you mentioned earlier, that the same as how we've got more male reciters that are becoming proficient with the recitation of the Quran. On the other hand, we also have females that are doing the same, and there are strides in that regard. And nothing better than a female being able to recite the Quran, because a female will become the first, obviously, the first madrasa of the child, or our next generation. And if they are able to recite the Quran, understand the Quran, and take that messages, bring us through to our young children, then indeed we will have a much beautiful world. I mean,
Yes, and also I think many of us don't realize, and Sheikh, you articulated this very, very well in terms of the judging criteria and how strict this process is. Because for many of us, we would be attend Qiraat recitals, Quran recitals. We would listen to the Quran being read in our masajids and at many other events. But one doesn't realize in terms of the criteria that is set. And, you spoke about the judges and the focus of each judge on a particular area, a particular aspect. And this, again, just bears testimony to how this event has actually grown over a period of time, also in terms of the judging as well. And I suppose, when you're talking about the judges themselves, and we know the special guest, Qari Amir Rahman Abbas from Malaysia, will be attending. And this obviously requires people of this caliber to be able to listen in very, very carefully to each aspect. You spoke about the tweet, you spoke about voice modulation, all of that put together. And again, we will be seeing, or we will be witnessing Qur'an of the highest order, those that are particularly as far as the standards of the recitation of the Quran is concerned. All of this will actually come out to the fore when these recitals take place.
yes, and you're talking about the criteria and how the reciters are being judged. And you're mentioning Qari Amir Rahman. Now, this individual, mashallah, has got many years in training in teaching Quran, and also as a reciter, established reciter, having won international competitions and so on himself. He is, in terms of his country, nobody can enter the international competition of Malaysia unless they have gone through Qari Amir Rahman Abbas. So that is his level in terms of when it comes to judging and evaluation of reciters. So having him on the panel is indeed a great boon for South Africa, and for those who are participating, because they're going to get evaluated by one of the top people in the world in terms of, if we take it in with that understanding, that they would get that benefit of being evaluated by someone of his caliber. And he is just one of the four that we have on the panel in terms of the judges. And when, in terms of this competition, the participant, after going through this process, he would be able to take any platform anywhere in the world. This prepares them for the international stage. So you would find from those who participated in this competition and were selected to recite on the various international platforms, we have received fourth position, third position, up to second position in the world. We didn't yet receive the first position in any international country, but it is so significant for us as a non-Muslim country, obviously minority population that we are here, and a non-Arab speaking also population. It is very significant that our reciters can, on international platform, can be considered from amongst the best in the world.
Well, certainly. And just finally, I just want to talk about the African continent. And, you mentioned that we are going to have Qur'an out of some of the other countries in Africa. And the African continent in general, alhamdulillah, you speak about a non-Arab. Now, we know there are a few Arab countries on the African continent, but just looking at some of the non-Arab countries, and we are definitely blessed. We are blessed with some high, very, very high caliber Huffaz and Qurra coming out of the African continent. And we've seen it, we watch them on YouTube. You've hosted some of them on your show as well, Halqatul Qur'aan again. And which actually speaks just so much about Africa, the continent of Africa, and how this continent has actually embraced the recitation of the Noble Quran.
Undoubtedly, if you look at Africa, and Egypt is part of Africa, although an Arab country, but in the world they produce the best of reciters. But then if you look at the non-Arab speaking countries also, there are individuals that has really taken let's say the world by storm in terms of their recitation and presentation of the Quran. And one such individual, in fact, hailing from South Africa, is the well-known Sheikh Abdul Rahman Sayyidin, who, mashallah, wherever he travels, he pulls a large crowd. He's very well known in Europe, in the European countries. And mashallah, we can say he's one of our ambassadors when it comes to, as far as Quran is concerned. And there are many others also. In Gauteng, for example, we've got Qari Ayub Isak, and we have in KZN also prominent reciters of the Quran. And it's amazing to think that we, being a non-Muslim country and being a minority, we have produced as a community reciters of note, reciters of repute, people that can go anywhere in the recite and anywhere in the world, and they can be regarded as proficient reciters of the Quran. Alhamdulillah.
Well, Alhamdulillah, what a wonderful weekend to look forward to at Masjid al-Bahar in Strandfontein, Sheikh Muntahaa Kenny, inshallah. Looking forward to this weekend, and I'm sure at some point in time we will get an update in terms of the outcome. And this is just to remind those who are going to be in Cape Town that these are events that are taking place at Masjid al-Bahar, Strandfontein. Today, after Maghrib, there will be the female category finals, but this will not be streamed. But from starting tomorrow from Asr, the male category finals, and then obviously looking at Sunday, the 15th from 10 a.m., the champs of champs category with special guest Qari Amir Rahman Abbas from Malaysia. And all of this is taking place this weekend. And we're talking about the Iqra International Qur'aan competition, the South Africa 2024 finals, presented by the South African Qur'aan Union, together with organizations like Awqaf South Africa, Madrasa Tafsirul Qur'an, and also the Strandfontein Islamic Assembly. And all of this will be on a Bilal TV for those of us who can't make it. Sheikh Muntahaa Kenny, Jazakallah khairan so much for your time. Have yourself a wonderful, a blessed Jummah, inshallah, and also a wonderful weekend as at the South African 2024 Iqra finals, inshallah.
Amin. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our very own Sheikh Muntahaa Kenny with us on the phone this morning, providing an overview of what is expected at this wonderful event. And with that, we're going to go for a break. And next up, we are going to be talking to the winner of Ward 9, the newly elected councillor, La Nation, Jacob Jakes Karolia.